Brad Lawler, home team inspection. Sandy buying a house and is allergic to just about everything, she says. Every time she enters the home, she starts sneezing. She's wondering, is there a mold problem? And if so, she's wondering, what's the cost for mold testing? And if mold is discovered, what's the cost for removing the mold?
Okay, well,
I should point out, by the way, Brad has fungi cultures
yes,
picture framed over his shoulder. So this is
this
a guy to talk to about
yeah,
mold. You want to
this
see a
is.
rebroadcast, by the way, LouisvilleAnswers.com, LouisvilleAnswers.com. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I assume everybody has fungal cultures hanging on their wall
Oh,
in
of course.
frames,
Yeah,
but
Chuck has it. You just can't see it, right?
right, he's got it blurred out. So that's an interesting question about allergens because, people have different sensitivities to what we'll call indoor air pollutants. Okay, it might be mold. There's a lot of sensitivities to mold. Some people may be sensitive to alternaria. Other people may be sensitive to aspergillus. So two people walking in the same house, one person may flare up, the other person may not. The other allergens that we often see are pet danders. So there may be dog hair, cat dander, maybe roaches, might be mice, might be latex. All of those things are triggers for people. So if you know what you're allergic to, then you can do specific testing. Mold testing, when done right, when done well, you're probably looking at starting somewhere around, I don't know, $350 on up from there. Allergen panels are going to start somewhere under 200. There's other type of indoor air quality panels that can be run. Those can run the gamut. But I would just suggest that if you know what you're allergic to, let your testing company know what that is so that they can, kind of focus in the test, because you can spend a lot of money on testing. You can spend more money on testing than even remediation, because mold remediation, what's the process? Well, it's you remove the surfaces that contain the molds. So it's not particularly expensive to do the remediation, but you have to know what you're looking for and what might be affected, and you know that by looking at what type of molds you find in those tests.
All right, that's a good answer. So yeah, we'll give out Brad's number if you want to help. Do you do mold testing, by the way?
Yeah,
I
we
just
do
yeah,
mold
okay,
all
all
of
right.
those allergen testings we just talked about. We do, and we can help you get aligned with companies that can do the mold remediation and
Remediation.
restoration too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and remember, there's a conflict of interest if the company does testing or inspections, and then does repairs or remediation. We really are we all three in agreement on this? We're strongly against having a conflict of interest because you never know. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I only test, so I get pulled in as the third party at times, just
Yeah.
because the home owner doesn't agree with what the remediation company says, and the remediation company says, okay, fine, we'll bring home team in, they can test, tell us what they find, and sometimes I've found different things than those remediation companies have, but it's not very often.